Hello everyone, today we're going to take apart this iPod Touch first generation currently running on iOS 3.1.3 to see if I can fix this problem. Might not be able to see it there, but if I go into like the settings app, you see that line that goes right across the screen like that? We need to try to fix that. And apparently, after doing a little bit of research, there's a little thing at the top, right like in here when you take it apart, that is a little push connection, and that push connection connects the display to the motherboard, and if you just take that out and put it back in, it resets it and sometimes can fix damaged pixels like that. Because I don't know if you could tell, but it's not actually a scratch or a crack of the screen, it's literally just pixels that are failing to display their proper colors, and this happened because I dropped it, and this doesn't have a screen protector, so I can see why that would have happened. So yeah, first things I guess we're going to do is take off this case that's very old and withered and honestly doesn't come off that easily. But yesterday, you can probably not tell, but there was this protective coating on it that's been on there for a really long time, and I had to take it off, and it was horrible because I scraped it off with an old credit card, and it like came off in like little chunks because it was been on there for like 10 years. So yeah, this thing's old. You can see it's like 32 gigabytes. Yeah, this is like the oldest piece of touchscreen material that Apple has ever come up with. So what we're going to do is I'm going to use this guitar pick, which is really good for taking this apart because I don't actually have a proper kit for this. And you can see that it's already coming apart a little bit. You can see a little bit of a crack there. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, you can see that a little bit. We're going to use that as our starting point. So we're just going to put this in the corner a little bit, and we're going to twist. And you can see, yeah, it comes apart. And you can see like that space. And what we're going to do is we usually just bring that all the way down. And it's not, you gotta be gentle, but don't worry about breaking it too much because this thing's pretty solid. Probably solid, more solid than they are nowadays, if you want my honest opinion, because this is before companies tried to go cheap. Yeah, this side doesn't like to work. Didn't really disconnect at the corner. Oh, I'm putting a lot more pressure than you can probably see. But, okay, this little corner's kind of messed up. Let me just... Usually when it does come off, though, it usually kind of just all of a sudden just pops, and then it just slides right off. This is much more difficult than I remember. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Alright. So, okay, so let's see what we got. This is the outside case. Now, if you look, you can see the little off button. It kind of still clicks. And this thing right here, this is actually like for a camera. Like, this is the same case as like their first iPhone because they came out around the same time. And it's basically just, this is the iPhone without the camera and the iPhone communication functionalities. So yeah, this thing's a little dirty. You can kind of see the smears and the streaks, but that's not what we're worried about. And this little piece, I don't know why it came off. Hold on. Yeah, you can see it goes there. It's just part of the snapping. It just kind of holds it on better at the corner. But yeah, if I just push that back in, yeah, it's good as new. So yeah, this big thing right here is the battery. This is what I thought was the motherboard, but apparently the motherboard is up here. So I'm not really sure what this is. Maybe it's part of the motherboard. But anyway, the thing that we're looking for is... Man, this thing is like... Oh wow, that piece fell off again. This thing's like really dirty. I've also had trouble with the switch, but I cleaned that yesterday. If you kind of look in here, you can kind of see like some dirt, and I kind of cleaned that out, and it seems to be working much better now. But yeah, the thing we're looking at is actually right here. You can't really tell, but if I just pop that... Look. There, it pops up like that, and if you look really closely, you can see all those little tiny pins. Let me just get that to focus. There, you can see all those little tiny pins. That's what connects the display. So, if we were to turn on the display right now... Wait, what? Oh, I see. The home button works, but the actual, like... Look, I can't do that. Now, if I connect that again... It started to work. See, the slider, it's like... That was like... Okay, it seems to be maybe not attached all the way. Hold on. It's kind of failing. It's probably most likely needs a reset. If I click that in... It's in. That should be good. There we go. See, now that works. Now you can see that that actually didn't fix the little screen. I don't know why. So that must not have been the issue, because that didn't actually just disattach the display. It just made it so I can't navigate it. But yeah, it still is there. So that's like the navigation. How do I make it disconnect from the actual display itself? I don't know. If I can figure that out, I may make another video, but for now that's it. But still, I think this is pretty cool that we're able to take apart this and it just works. And I can't actually sleep it right now because it's attached to this part of it, which is kind of annoying. But yeah, what does this even attach to when you close it up? Like, I don't know. But it attaches somewhere. So anyway, let's close this back up, and it's much easier to close. You kind of just gotta... Oh, look at that. That piece just came out. You gotta make sure that that piece is in there. I don't really think it serves much of a purpose other than just holding it on better, because it's kind of got some of those clips. But maybe I should put the top on first to make sure that doesn't pop out. But yeah, you just push that. You can feel a few snaps, and that's pretty much it. And now it sleeps. And you can put that back in the case. And yeah, that's pretty much it. This is pretty interesting. I'd like to take apart like a newer phone, but I only have a couple others, and they're ones that I use every day, so I can't take apart those yet in case something happens. But yeah, this is a pretty interesting piece of tech, and I don't even want to get rid of this, even though it's basically useless today, and you literally can't do anything. Like, the Wi-Fi barely even works, Safari hardly opens, I can't even view websites. I can save images from the website, and that's about the only thing I can do. But other than that, it's pretty useless. But it's just interesting of a piece of technology to have, considering they don't make them anymore, they're old, and they were one of the best pieces of technology ever invented in that time. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you like this kind of content, and I'll make some more. Bye for now.